So you participate on competitive programming platforms as in on CodeChef Code Forces or Lead Code?
No, I not in I didn't code forces like few. Normally, I participate in college level, like in colleges.
Got it. So college level coding contest.
Yeah.
Great, great. So okay. So I am Utkarsh. I currently work at Morgan Stanley. I am an SD2. Uh, so my work mostly revolves around front end as of now, and front end not application development. It's actually library development. So UI component libraries, command line tools, etc. So yeah, that's about me. And in college, I also used to do competitive programming a lot. I was not into development much at that time. I used to focus on competitive programming as in on all the I used to basically compete on all the platforms. Yeah,
Mm.
so that's about okay. So in the interest of time, we'll start the interview.
Okay.
So so the flow of the interview would be like first I'll be asking some questions to you from core subjects, and then
Okay.
we'll move to DSA.
Okay.
And however the time permits, I'll ask the questions as in the remaining time for the DSA questions. If we take, so let's say we take a medium problem, then we'll ask one medium and one easy. If we have more time, then we'll have two medium questions. Is
Okay.
that fine?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Uh, so let's start first with DBMS. So have you heard of primary key and unique key?
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Okay, so can you explain me the difference between them and what are they used for?
Primary key is used for identification of the table. Like it it contains unique values. Like each and every row contains unique values.
Okay,
Whereas the unique key, like primary key, will help for reference and like integrity. How can I explain? Like in primary key cannot, like the difference is primary key cannot contain the null values, but the unique like if I given any like any row as unique, it can contain the null values.
okay. So the primary differences both
Null
ensure that uniqueness is there,
uniqueness is
but
there.
primary key, yeah, but primary cannot be null,
Mm.
uh, but unique key can be. Okay. Okay, so you must have heard of normalization and what are NF forms. So
Yeah.
do you mind first sharing your screen and if possible turning on your camera?
Yeah.
So camera is not a compulsion as in if you want to. And share your screen if possible because we'll need it while coding.
Camera, your lighting, there may be issue.
Okay, great. So yeah, so we were talking about normalization. So there is a concept of normalization in databases, and there are various NF forms: 1NF, 2NF, 3NF, and so on and so forth. So you can explain to me what is normalization, why is it used? Then you can explain me what all NF forms you know. If possible, go from 1NF to 3NF and till whatever forms you know, as in till 4NF or etc. Yeah.
Okay. Normalization, it's a process of organizing the data in the database, like to reduce the redundancy
Yeah.
uh, and to improve the data integrity. Uh, why we normalize is to remove the duplicates and reduce anonymous like insertion, updation, and deletion, and ensure data consistency. We have like I know about six types of normalization. One NF is used for like atomic values. It should the table should contain only the atomic values.
Okay.
2NF, it should be eh, uh, like fully functionally dependency. X should be fully functionally depend on Y. Sorry, Y should be fully functionally depend on Y. Like no partial dependencies are allowed.
Yeah.
Uh, 3NF, it is used for transitive property. It should not contain any transitive uh, relationship.
Yeah.
Next one is buoyancy normal form. It is updation of 3NF, but in this, like all the dependencies should be the X should be the primary key.
Yeah.
Next one is 4NF. In this, we do for multi-valued. It should not. If you have multi-valued in for one row, we go for 4NF.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
And fifth
Yeah.
one is
So there should be
joint
no
dependency.
multi-value. Yeah.
There should be
No
no
multi-value
value
dependence.
dependency.
Yeah.
And last one is joint dependency. There should be no join dependencies.
What do you mean by no joint dependencies?
It should not. When I join the table, it should not. Like we should not lose the data.
Yeah. So basically, the fundamental concept is that every table would have a single factor, single source of truth. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so these are normal forms. So so there is a concept of normalization we talked about, and what it does is it basically reduces the redundancy. But we also have denormalization. So why do we have denormalization as an, because normalization makes sense, right? That we are reducing redundancy in the table, it's helping us. But why would we have denormalization?
I don't have a perfect idea, but I can answer it it may be due to the if we have limited data, it causes few errors while extracting it or something related to that.
No, actually, it's not that. So sometimes what happens is that uh, if you don't don't normalize the tables, as in you don't break them down into further parts, what would happen is there would be redundancy, but the redundancy would be such that it would help us in improving the read performance of the data. So suppose there are two tables and the data is distributed between two tables, what would happen is you would have to and it is normalized. What would you have to do? You would have to join them and then get something out of it. But what if it is not normalized? Then the data would be present in the single table. There would be small redundancy, so it will have a slightly complex at the cost of basically write and storage complexity. We are improving our read time complexity. So the read performance would improve. So that is why. So sometimes it just makes more sense to not normalize a table further. That is when we don't normalize it. Okay. So you can read about it a little because it's it's a important DSA. Oh, sorry, core subject question. They mostly ask the difference between normal. Okay. Now what we can do is we can move to another core subject. Okay, let's first try to figure out an SQL query as well. So let's suppose there is a table. The table has order ID. Are you able to follow?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the table has order ID.
Should I
User
write
ID.
a query?
No. I'm explaining you the problem.
Okay.
You can write the query later. So there is a table, orders, and it has order ID, user ID, product ID, and timestamp. So what we have to do, we have to write an SQL query to get the latest order for each user.
Latest order for the each user.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm, uh,
You can open a notepad and try writing something. We'll come to the solution. Can you please keep explaining while you're writing the query if possible?
okay. Like I'm thinking to like do it in a way um use like timestamp for sorting. Like based on timestamp, I will sort the uh, instance and
Okay.
unique product.
Do you want me to repeat the question?
I got it, but I'm not able to understand like how to get the unique product IDs. Like every like it should not repeat, right?
Yeah.
That I'm thinking of that.
Okay. So I'll give you a little hint. So f- first thing is that because we only need the max timestamp, right?
Mm.
So we don't actually need to sort all the orders
Mm.
on the basis of timestamp, because what we need is for a particular user ID, what is the latest timestamp,
Mm. Okay, I got
right?
it.
Yeah.
Is this an
So you have written that we are selecting an order ID from order where the timestamp. But the table won't contain the timestamp in this case, right? So what we want is a final table.
final table contains only order ID, right?
No, but what we would want is so the question was find latest order placed by each user. So
We should
So
print the order ID.
no. So
Mm.
for what do we have to do? For a particular user, what do we want? We want the latest order that he has placed. So what would be there in the final table?
Product or order ID. Product ID.
So do you think only order ID?
If if we require, we can give all the like total row, all the timestamp, like when we have ordered, product ID, order ID, and the user ID. If you want just the user, we can just return the user.
Actually,
And once, can you repeat the question exactly?
okay. So we have been given a table. The table table's name is orders. It will contain order ID, user ID, product ID, and timestamp. We have to write an SQL query to get the latest order for each user. So can you picture that at least the user ID would be present in the final table, because we have to give the latest order for each user. Yeah, better. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, this looks fine, but just that in the final table, I was expecting user ID and the maximum timestamp. So this could have been, although this is not incorrect, but this could have been select user ID, comma, maximum timestamp as maximum timestamp, and whatever you have written from orders or where timestamp, it is actually correct. Was I clear?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's move further. Thank you for sharing the screen. Okay, let's move to operating system questions now. So can you explain me what happens during a context switch?
During context switch, the process which is under execution is taken back to the ready state, and the process which need to be executed is uh, should be pushed into the running state. In this context switching, we will store the pre-emission all the details, like what at which time it stopped and how much again it should be continued, from where again it should be continued.
Okay. So can you tell me what happens with respect to the thread and what happens to the state of the processes? Can you explain me a little about that as well?
I did not get the question. Like I need to explain about the threads and
So
the states, right?
yeah. So what? So you told me that one is pulled back to the ready state, and another is pushed to the running state. That's fine. But what happens with respect to thread? Actually, context switching happens
It,
in the CPU. So mentioning thread is a little important. So
uh,
that is why I'm asking. So are you aware of threads, and can you
yeah.
explain me what happens in context to threads there?
In like when we are using multi-threading, when we want to when we want pre-emission or any other task, it should one thread should stop in the middle, and the other thread should continue, and after completion of this again the previous thread should be brought again for the execution. We use this. In this, we have uh, first initial state is ready state, running state, waiting state, and termination state. We have
Okay.
uh, whenever the first process is under the execute, when it is in the running state, if we want any input or any other uh, thing, or it should be stopped because of any other priority level, we use round robin or any other pre-emission techniques. If it
Mhm.
need to be stopped, it is again brought back to the ready state by storing all the parameters of stopping time and how much work it has done, and how much it should be it should be continue after the again when we are getting it into the running state. And we will also store the process, like the new process details, like which we are getting into the running state.
So can you explain me a little about, so you mentioned about preemptive scheduling, right? So can you explain me a little about preemptive and non-preemptive scheduling? Which one is better? What should we prefer in what cases? Can you explain a little about that?
Pre-emission is to like mostly based on the priority, or whenever uh, tasks may not be complete like total together, like it can be done like based on the priority. If one is under execution, it can stop in the middle and the other can continue, and again I can continue the same, the task which is incomplete we can complete it. In non-pre-emission, the task, like entire task, should be done at once.
Yeah. Yeah. So the basic difference is correct. Can you tell me about some preemptive scheduling techniques, non-preemptive scheduling techniques?
Non-preemptive FCFS, like first come first serve, and shortest job first.
Yeah.
Like pre-emission, we go for round robin. Um, Round robin.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you are right. So also explain me how the virtual memory works in operating system.
Whenever we need dynamic paging and paging techniques, we use virtual memory. Virtual memory, we uh, take the uh, on demand loading of the pages we require, which need to be executed from the main memory.
That is actually not quite right. So have you heard of some situations like where more memory is required than the physically available
Available
memory?
memory. Yes, I have heard
Yeah.
about.
So now can you try answering this? Only if you know about it, if possible.
I have learned about it, but I have no idea right now.
No. Okay, it's fine. We'll move ahead. Okay. Let's start with a very basic question with respect to, this is from computer networks, but actually I think every programmer should know this. So can you tell me what happens when you type a particular website, for example, google.com in the browser? What happens behind the scenes? Can you explain me that?
Um, when we type the UR, when we type it, it will create an U, like it will using DNS, it will create an URL. Like URLs are created. URLs will direct based on uh, every segment, like from bottom up, it will direct the pages.
Okay.
And it will go to the internal server, hosting server of hosting server, and it will
So you mean hosting server of Google, right?
yeah, hosting server of Google.
Yeah, you're right.
Hosting server of Google, and it will present the pages, like it will how I can say, it will show us give us access to
So
use the server.
it will basically get the pages in form of HTML, CSS, etc., which is
Mhm.
understood by the browser. Yeah. So more or less, you are right. Just first, more or less, I think you are right that the query basically goes to DNS resolver. Uh, just that there is a TCP handshake
Mm.
as well. and after that the request goes to Google server. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So why I asked this, because I wanted you to mention that there is a TCP handshake,
Okay.
because that is important for transmission control.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, mentioning about TCP. So can you explain me a little about what is TCP and what is UDP? What is the difference? If
Okay.
possible, give me an example of each.
Okay. Uh, TCP and UDP are transfer control protocols. Like they are done in the at the transportation layer. Um, TCP is a connection-oriented protocol. UDP is a connectionless protocol. In TCP, it is reliable and before sending the data, there should be a connection established between the client and the server. Whereas in UDP, it's like there is a it's a connectionless protocol. In here, we send the data packet, but we does not have reliability. There is no error check or any other thing in UDP. TCP, HTTP is an example of TCP. UDP, I don't have any exact idea.
Okay. So yeah, I mean you're more or less correct. So UDP is basically used in, so basically we want connectionless. We do not establish a connection basically before sending data, and it's mostly used in like video streamings that you have seen, might have seen on YouTube or a live cricket match, etc. So these are examples. Okay, let's quickly move to the question. So give me a minute, I'll try to feedback as well. Okay, so just one oops question, and we'll hop on to DSA. So can you, so meanwhile, start sharing your screen.
It's under schedule.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah, I was looking into the camera. So, can you explain me the 4 pillars of object-oriented programming? Quickly explain me about all of them.
4 pillars are abstraction,
Object-oriented.
polymorphism, inheritance, and encapsulation.
Yeah.
Abstraction, it is used to hide the internal hide the internal details and just show the basic user friendly details.
Sorry.
When abstraction.
Yeah.
Abstraction is hiding the
Can you
internal.
repeat?
Abstraction is hiding the internal details, and we use abstraction whenever uh, before and we don't know the implementation details. Just we know the structure. After in the further uses, we can when we know the implementation details, we use that abstract methods or abstract variables.
Yeah.
Abstraction can be achieved by interfaces and abstract classes. Inheritance is used for acquiring the properties or features from the parent class to the child class. It is used for reusability of the code.
Hmm.
Polymorphism is um, like methods with function with different signatures, different use.
Yeah,
We have
sort of, you're correct.
we have 2 types of polymorphism: method overloading and method overriding. Method overloading is done in the same class, using the same method name but different signatures. using different parameters like data type or the parameter. And when it comes to method overriding, it's done in the subclass using the same method name, but changing the function of it.
So you can go ahead. Last one is left, right?
Yeah.
Encapsulation.
Encapsulation is wrapping up the data into the single unit to for avoiding access to access, like using access modifiers.
So, so let's start with DSA now. So I'll ask you, I think we have time, so I'll ask you maybe one medium or we'll see one easy and one tricky question. Okay, so let's start with the basic question. So have you heard of the three-sum problem?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Yeah. So can you open some code editor or maybe lead, if you want to code in lead code, that is fine as well. You could have Google search threesome. Okay, fine.
I've already done it. I will.
Yeah, yeah. Just reset it. Okay. So can you read the problem, explain it to me, and then we'll think about the solution.
We are given an integer array. We need to we need to give the triplets such that sum of all the three should be equal to 0. Like all the three elements should be equal to 0, and the element should not be the same. Like indexes of the element should not be the same.
Yeah. As in all three indexes should be different.
All the three indexes should be different.
Yeah.
Should I explain the approach or should I just type the code?
No, no, no. First, explain the approach.
First thing is we go for taking the single element, first element. After taking the element inside the inside that we will go for two pointers, like left and right point, like any two pointers, left and right. The first one will be initialized to I plus 1. The next one will be also next one will be implemented to I plus 2.
So the next one will be
I plus 1. One will be the like the last index. We can go for the last index. From the last index, if we will go, we will add like we will take the sum of here. We can see like we will take the sum. If the first we will check if it is like the conditions. The left and left should be like we'll go for like two pointer method. We will move the pointer from left to right. It should be less than the right index. And if the sum is equal to 0, we will add that all the three as an array to the array, like one more array list.
Yeah.
And after that, again we should not have duplicates. Here it is present, so we go for the condition that like the present
Okay, so you are on the right track. So I just wanted to confirm, as in suppose you have three pointers, I, J, and K. I is pointing to the current element. J is whatever you were saying that you were starting from
I
I
plus
plus
1.
one, and K is
J
K is the one that you are starting from the last.
n minus 1. Yeah.
So yeah. So what I want to understand that at a particular point, suppose you have I, J, and K, and the overall sum is suppose less than zero. What will you do?
Based on the condition, I will increment left or right. The condition may be um, the number at position J is equal. If it is equals to the next the next number,
Okay.
we will increment left, and if the number at the right position is um, equal to the number before the n minus 1 is equals to n minus 2, we will decrement that.
No, but condition cannot be that, right? So what we have to see is, so we have I, J, and K, three values. We are
Mm.
summing them up, and what
If
we are
sum is less
getting
than
is
if sum is less than the less than 0, we will
required sum.
increment left plus
Yeah.
plus. Else we'll
So
go for
what?
right minus minus.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Yeah. You're right. So how do we ensure that on moving left we'll get a bigger number, and or sorry, on moving right we'll get a bigger number, and
First
on
we
moving
need to
left
sort
we'll
the
get
array.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So you didn't mention that in the
Okay.
beginning, so that is why I was confused. Yeah. Okay. Start coding. Yeah. Looks fine. So are you comfortable coding directly for this, as in not containing duplicates, or do you want to first go with containing duplicates and then move to not containing duplicates, as in the triplets?
I can go with not containing duplicates.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Go ahead.
Dot. Some equal to equal to. Let's start. Should return index one.
Also, if possible, keep explaining as in
Uh,
what are you thinking? Uh,
Now, in this step, if it is less than, like sum is less than, sorry, it's plus plus. If sum is greater, I'm decreasing the sorted as we have sorted the array here. If I'm getting the total sum is greater than, so I'm going to the next lesser element using k minus minus. If it is less than the zero, I'm going for j plus plus increment, incrementing the number, like value by moving to the next index as it is in the sorted way. If it is equal to that, I'm going that into the array.
but
Okay. Very limiting seated.
can you try debugging?
Yeah, I'm checking.
Yeah, that condition was fine in my opinion.
But it is moving to the
And
last
it
number
is,
also it's
yeah,
checking.
but the problem arises, suppose when you are on n minus 1 index and then j moves to n. That is the problem, right? So suppose I become, so earlier what you had nums dot length minus 1, right?
Mm.
So it's n minus 1. So it can go till what? So acha, you are moving till n minus 2 only there.
Mm.
So at that time j would be n minus 1.
Mm.
Okay.
Sure, sure.
So what you can do is you can take this test case, try going through that, and then we'll figure out what's the problem. As in, you can try dry running.
Ah.
I think dry running would help.
Mm.
Meanwhile, what you can do is you can move this to whatever earlier condition you had. That I is less than numbers dot length minus. Move it to just numbers dot. I think this should be fine. I think you're missing something in the while loop inside. That is why it is happening. But what we can do is we can try dry running, and this will, and we'll figure out what the problem is. So what you can do, take an example from the left hand side.
Mm.
First example or whatever you seem fine. Yeah, this looks like a okayish, and try dry running it. Use the code editor itself. We'll remove the dry running. Yep.
Here it will start with 0. Okay. I will be 0. First we'll sort the array. For sorting it will be -4, -1, -1, 0, 1, 2. Okay. For 0 it will be 1, comma 5. The sum will be -4, -1, -5, -5 plus 2, -5 plus 2, to -3, -3. So it will go to the condition here is 3, j plus plus. J will be equal to 2. If it will be 2, j value again same. It will go to 3. It will become 0. It will become +2. Again it will go to, j will go to.
Okay, let me give you a hint. So the problem is actually not in the beginning, in the earlier condition, as in the loop condition. The problem is here in the while loop that you have written inside. So the while loops that you are using while j is less than k and nums of j is equals to nums of j plus 1, j plus plus. The problem is here. Think of an edge case where this would lead to that error.
Both are equal. We need to z plus. When the value of I and j are equal, maybe.
Yeah.
So I should handle it.
That won't be a problem, right? You're already checking as in J is less than K
Mm.
in the while loop itself. So that won't be a problem in J is equals to.
Next in addition.
So I think the problem is, suppose in the while loop, while J is less than K, nums of J is equals to nums of J plus 1. You are doing J plus plus. So what we are trying to achieve here is we are trying to jump over the duplicates, right? So suppose we have index 4, 5, and 6, all of which all the values are 2. So while the J is moving, let's say over all these values from index 4, 5, 6, not particularly about this example, I'm just talking in general. So what would happen at fourth index? You would see that okay, 4 is equals to value at index 5.
Five.
Let's move ahead. You are at index 5. 5 is equals to 6. Move at 5 is equals to 6. You are at index 6. But still you haven't but you haven't yet skipped the duplicate, right? Because the value at 6 index is also a duplicate. So after this while loop, what you need to do is you need to again increment J by 1 and K decrement K by 1. So do you understand my point?
Here we are doing that.
No, but else if the condition won't go in else if, right? In that case.
Okay.
Yeah. So after both while loops, what you need to do, yeah, that can be done here as well. But you can, what you can do is you can just increment J once more and decrement right once more, because that would be needed. This would actually lead to jumping over all the duplicates. That not might be the only fix, but yeah, now you can see that at least 2 of the test cases. Yeah. Okay. Let's try to figure out what's the problem in the first test case. Then we would conclude.
Duplicates. Like duplicate is
Yeah.
With I we are checking. So for I also we should keep the condition, I think. Like it's starting from okay, I yes. Next spot. You can go for reverse condition.
Okay, great. Can you run it? Great, great. So I think we are on time. Great that you could solve the problem. Uh, what we can do is I have noted some things down. I'll give you a feedback. You can stop sharing the screen.
Okay.
Okay. Give me, give me some time. Sorry.
Ah.
See what. So okay, I'll start one by one with whatever I have. Okay, so we had started with DBMS, and first of all, the first question I had asked was related to primary key and unique
Primary
key.
unique.
That answer was, yeah, that answer was perfectly fine. As in, the main crunch answer was that doesn't allow null values and allow a single null value. Yeah, you were able to come up with that. So well and good. The answer for normalization, that was superb. As in, I think you know DBMS a lot, DBMS quite in depth. As in, you were able to answer all normal forms. No one actually remembers normal form till fifth normal form. So great. So after that, we move to the SQL query. So I just have one as a suggestion for SQL query. So ask clarifying questions. So let's say for the DSA problem, you knew that DSA problem, so you didn't need to ask any clarifying questions. But for this SQL query, you could have asked as in what is expected in the output table, what all columns do you expect there. So once you ask these clarifying questions, what happens is the answer becomes more clear, and once the answer becomes more clear, you will be able to process the solution as well. So please ask more clarifying questions. Okay, then we move to DBM. Oh, sorry, operating systems. Yeah. So in operating system, I asked you about context switch. So your answer was actually correct, but try adding some more technical terms, as in like I was expecting thread there, I was expecting CPU there, I was expecting what happens related to memory and state there. So try putting some more technical terms, although your answer was correct. Then preemptive scheduling and non-preemptive, the answer was awesome again. For virtual memory, I think you would have to read about that. Yeah, so maybe go through, what I would suggest is go through some material on operating system, some famous 50 questions, 100 questions. That would be enough, because interview questions are mostly the famous one. They don't go in very depth, as in they would ask you to calculate average waiting time for all processes or something like that. That won't be the question in interview. For computer network, so this what I asked you related to what happens when you type google.com. So read about it in depth, as a, because this is a very famous question, and what they expect is you have an understanding of the web as well, because we know that the majority of the people work with web in some form, front end, back end, full stack, whatever it is. But most of the company need web developers, so they expect this. So you were right that the query goes to a DNS resolver, the DNS resolver. Then, so first mention about the TCP handshake. That after the DNS resolver resolves the IP address, what happens? There is a TCP handshake with the host server. Then an HTTP request goes to the host server. That gives an HTTP response. You can also mention that what happens that sometimes that DNS also has a cache. So your query might get resolved by the cache itself. So you don't have to go to the server to make a request. So read a little about this, because if you answer this question in depth, as it takes some time, 2-3 minutes, and then answer this question, this makes an impact that you were able to, you basically understand the web.
Okay, got it.
So prepare this question. Then TCP UDP connection, the answer was okay. Read a little more about UDP, mention the full forms, what would be the examples, as in try relating to some real world examples, as in video streaming and live streaming, as I told you about. So try mentioning some real world examples. And then we moved to object-oriented programming. The answer was perfectly fine. You were able to answer everything. That was good. Okay, then we came to this DSA question. The only problem that I have is that there might be a case that you have not seen the problem. In that case also,
I should be able to solve.
yeah, no, you should be able to solve. That is the first thing. But you should always, so don't jump directly into the solution. You told me that can I directly write the solution? That's not the way. So you first have to read the problem, ask clarifying questions. This is the standard procedure. I have given a lot of interviews. They expect you to do this, and don't pretend that I know the question.
Okay.
If you have solved it.
Okay.
And for lead code, what you can do is lead code has I think something session or something is there. So what you can do is if you move to that new session, so all your solutions won't be there. So that would be like a fresh ID inside of an ID.
Okay.
So before coming to an interview, because mostly interviews, like we are in a mock interview, but mostly interviews, what will they do is they will ask you to code a lead code itself or an online code editor, but they might ask you to open the question on lead code. They are not using a shared document. So what you need to do is open that empty session and solve inside that only. So the interviewer has no idea that you are solving. That makes a good impact as well, that you are solving the problem at the first time and you were able to solve the problem. So after that, so read the question and read loudly. Don't read it read it to yourself, read it to the interviewer as well. So the interviewer knows that, okay, this part maybe she has not understood correctly. He might basically intrude and explain you the question. Then read the question loudly, then come to a solution. Think of a solution. Try going to optimal gradually, but what you did good here was we had a time crunch, so you directly came to the optimal solution. That is the best thing to do. If you see that there is less time remaining, come to the optimal solution if you can directly. But if you have time and you know the solution to the problem, then drive the interview in your own way.
Okay.
Then first tell a non-optimized solution, then move to optimized solution. What it will do is, for the whole time you are solving the problem, the interviewer will think that, yeah, she knows the concepts correctly. So, yeah. So that's that. So after explaining the solution, first dry run. At least take one example. At least one example. Explain, and when you are explaining now, try writing it down. So as in you have written, for example, an array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then mention that here I pointer will be here, j pointer will be here, k pointer will be here. Then when I'll move, j will move forward, k will move backward. Here they will basically coincide and whatever. So try showing it to the interviewer. So that consumes a little time, but makes a good impact. And then while writing the solution, that is, I think, a major problem that you have to solve when you are at home or you are in college, writing solutions to SQL queries, coding solutions, design problems. Keep speaking out. Yeah. So for every line of code, suppose for every line of code that you have written, speak out loud. For example, I'm creating an array list. I'm moving the left pointer. Here, the left and the right pointer will coincide. Here, I'm moving out of bounds. Keep speaking whatever you are writing. Otherwise, what would happen is, if you are silent for the writing at the time of writing the code, then you have to again come and explain the code line by line to the interviewer. That takes time. And they expect you, and if you are speaking out loud, they will interrupt and tell you, yeah, you are doing this incorrectly. Correct this. Yeah. So that is the most important thing, because what they want to understand is your thought process, how you are coming up to the solution, what are you thinking while writing this line. So that is, I think, my biggest work.
Okay, thank you.
Also, while coming to the solution, one more thing. After coming to the solution, explain time and space complexity.
Okay.
in this case, we did not have much time to come to the time and space complexity, but come up with time and space complexity. So, for example, so this was my solution, this is the time and this is the space complexity. So I think this was my feedback. Any feedback for me? Anything that you expected me more to do or anything?
It was good, sir. It was a good mock interview, so that I can further we have in this week 2 or 3 companies coming, so I can improve myself.
Yeah. So make sure. So the highlight of this interview is speak out loud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you. Bye bye. Best of luck for the interviews.
Thank you.